February 1st is India's budget day, the last full-fledged budget for Prime Minister Narendra Modi. What specific steps can we expect to boost the economy?
I'm not privy to the budget because, as you know, budget is made by the finance minister and the prime minister. But if you ask me the priorities of a government, not just restricted to budget but generally, it is very clearly, direction is very clear. You want to put money into infrastructure. You want to increase our social sector spending. You want to make sure that our economy becomes more and more vibrant. So we are removing all the hurdles in the way of economic activity. We are trying to make sure that the entrepreneurship of India comes to the fore. So we are removing all the hurdles in the way of the entrepreneurs. So this is basically a direction of our Prime Minister and bring about inclusive growth. I'll give an example. On 15th of August, which is on Independence Day, Prime Minister made a statement just few months in office because he took office only in May 2014. He made the statement that I will make sure that every family in India will have a bank account. And that too by 26 January, which happens to be a Republic Day, which we'll be celebrating tomorrow. Within the matter of just 4 or 5 months, all the families in India had a bank account. Now, that has resulted into not only they will be able to now do economic activities through the bank account, but also help the government to send money, which government sends it to the beneficiaries through that channel.
But India's growth is at the slowest pace since Prime Minister Modi took over.
It's not true because if you really go by a quarter to quarter, it makes a different story. You take a year because we had factored into this. Do you realize that we made one of the significant, long-lasting and a long benefiting change to the economy by introducing a goods and services tax? When we bring in goods and services tax, there is some disruption inevitably bound to happen because people are moving from a regime that they didn't know earlier. Now they are moving to the new regime. In that, we have subsumed several local taxes. States government taxes have no longer valid. There's only one single tax, the federal government and the central government charges. So it's a very significant change which has happened. So obviously, some businesses will take time to adjust to that. But you will see 2018, our growth will not only rebound but will be very high.
What is that? What's very high?
The numbers you can go by World Bank, you can go by the IMF. They are all predicting that India will be the fastest growing large economy in the world and will be much more than some of the other countries in the world. So this will be, if you ask me, I think, I'm not giving exact numbers, but I think 8% is something which we are targeting in the near future. We should grow at about 8%. And over a period of time, with the structural changes happening, I should not be surprised when we see a growth even rising further.
Prime Minister Modi implemented an ease of doing business policy, yet India dropped in rankings in terms of ease of doing business. How do you explain that?
You explain it because we did it. That's how we did it. Like, the very interesting thing, Nike has a very interesting byline for sales. They say, just do it. So what we did is, Prime Minister set a target that we must improve the ease of doing business. And when Prime Minister took over, we were about 142. Now we are 100. And I can tell you in the next few years, the target is to take it to 50. Because we feel, and I'm not saying next year, I'm saying in the near future. For a simple reason, is that now this has given us a confidence. The question you're asking me is a very good question, how we did it. Because given us a confidence that if we work as a team, in India, the government under the constitution, the powers of state are divided into various arms of the government at various levels. There's a federal government which has certain powers, the state governments have certain powers, the local governments under the constitution have certain powers. And each of the powers impact ease of doing business. So we said, let us work as a team and the team will deliver. So we delivered as a team.
India wants foreign investment. Yeah. It badly needs foreign investment. When you take a look at Apple, it's been trying to set up manufacturing plants in India. What's delaying that? I mean, you said, Nike says, just do it. Why hasn't it happened?
So that's what I'm telling all the foreign investors, just do it. Why? There's a big market in India. There is an infrastructure available in India to manufacture. There is an ecosystem available because nowadays the manufacturing is going to be very high-tech. which would involve use of information and communication technology in a big way. We have a huge manpower resource available there. We have educational institutions to support manpower. I will tell you something interesting.
But why isn't Apple doing it yet? What's delaying the plans? When will it happen?
Let me explain to you. One is, we started pitching for it only about 2 years ago. We are already seeing a huge investment in the pipeline. Many good companies are coming. But I will just tell you something interesting. All top Fortune 500 companies, if not all, most of them, have got their research and development offices in India. How they could have a research and development office in India? Because they realize there's a manpower available. You can do research and development, which in a way is a one step short of manufacturing. So when we have so much of research and development facilities created in India, why do you think these global companies are doing it?
So, Minister, is there a timeline when Apple can start manufacturing in India? What's the sense? What can you tell Apple right now?
I'm saying I want not just one apples to come to India so that they can come set up the manufacturing plant. We are very happy to welcome any manufacturing in India. We are removing all the hurdles into foreign direct investment. As you correctly pointed out, even post-investment, the ease of doing business, we are tying up, we are creating an infrastructure through the industrial corridors where anybody wants to come and start manufacturing, we'll earmark a special place for them, and Apple is always welcome. Not apple a day, many apples a day, to keep all the doctors away. So we'll be very happy to have them.
Let's touch on e-commerce. How will India regulate companies like Amazon?
You know, you're right in a way to say that such global companies working in e-commerce sphere, we need a different kind of regulation. Not to stifle them, but to ensure that they do fair trade practice and everything else. So I think we really need to work on it. We are not trying to work against them, but at the same time to ensure that a seamless transaction can take place, we need to have some global understanding about how to regulate global companies doing e-commerce. Because e-commerce is a borderless trade. E-commerce is an instantaneous trade. E-commerce is a trade which happens not necessarily passing the custom borders. So we really need to think about it in a proper manner. I think we really need to put global minds together to work on it.